Hello, I'm Paul Hickman, Lincat's Development Chef. Today I'm going to take you through the cleaning of the Opus 700 Clam Griddle. Before we start cleaning, let me take you through the equipment you'll need to do this job properly. Firstly, you'll need to use the correct cleaning tools. A silicone blade scraping tool is very helpful and useful. You require a soft cloth, you'll need some cleaning scours, you'll need the soft gloves and the heat-proof gauntlets, and also your recommended cleaning chemicals. Please note this is for guidance only, so please ensure you comply with your own company health and safety procedures. Okay, we're ready to start cleaning, but before that we must turn off the controls. So firstly, we're turning off the base controls and the head controls at the unit itself. Don't forget also to turn off the main isolator. Okay, using your bladed scraper, just scrape down your Teflon sheet to remove that excess oil. Pop your scraper down there. And then what we do is we quite simply just lift the bar on the side, just on the keyholes, just to remove your Teflon cover. And then we quite simply can just repeat on the other side as well. So pull your key up and literally just remove that. Take that away, give it a good wash in hot soapy water. Please don't put it through the dishwasher. Okay, just using your green scour with a little bit of oven cleaner on here, your appropriate cleaner. We're just going to softly go over these, just clean that little bit of residue off. These will become a little bit stained, but you don't want to build up on these, so just give them a nice sort of clean down, like I'm doing here. And then what we'll do is we'll give these a good rinse with a soft cloth in a second, just to remove any of that chemical. You need to remove the fat collection drawer, and you need to empty all the contents. We don't need to bother washing this at this point, but we do need to empty all the grease and the food debris. I'm now going to apply the hot grill cleaner, so we're just going to pour some of this over the surface as well. Okay. I'm just going to use my silicone squeegee to just make sure that that's just applied all over the grill plate. And then what we're going to do is just leave this now to have the correct contact time as per the manufacturer's instructions. After your cleaning chemicals had its first contact time, you need then to just pour a little drop of warm water onto the plate. Just softens all the residues down. You just use your scraping tool, just move that around slightly, and then I suggest you leave this for a further 5 minutes. This just then softens all of these bits of cooking residue and that down before we then start to clean it with a scouring pad. So just remember, just about 5 minutes please. Now we can use our green scourer, okay, and we can now agitate that surface. And we can now start to remove all the debris that was on here. Doing a good scrub on any little areas that need a little bit more attention, and we can just leave it to soften then for a few more seconds before we scrape everything down back into that residue drawer. And then we'll need to rinse and we'll just repeat the process if necessary. So if you have a lot of carbon build-up on here, you may need to repeat this twice to get the actual plate back to the finish that you require. I'm just going to leave this now just for a few seconds just to soak off. Okay, so now we're just going to use the squeegee and we're just going to remove the residue down into the little fat collection drawer there. Just make sure that, obviously keep an eye on the levels, If you have to do this procedure again, just make sure you don't get too much of the cleaning stuff into there, and make sure you empty it and wash that out. And once we've done this and we've removed it, we're then going to get a soft cloth and hot soapy water, and I'm going to give this a final wash down and a rinse off. There we go. Just make sure you clean round the splashbacks into the corner as well. Give that all a good wipe with your soft cloth. Just make sure you get into these corners as well and remove all those last bits of residue that's on the plate. What we must do now before we move on is we must ensure that we clean out and empty the fat collection drawer. So we can remove the drawer. Carefully take that out to get rid of all the wastewater. Just bear in mind this little hole at the front, this is actually an overfill, so if this starts to dribble down the front, you know that your drawer is really in need of emptying. We take this away now and wash it. Continuing with your soft cloth, just give all the heads a really good clean on the outside. Pay particular attention to all around underneath here as well. Make sure that you get all the controls and the hand contact points washed down as well. And do obviously just keep rinsing your cloth out. Make sure you pay particular attention to all of the front of the unit, all of the shelves and all the other bits and pieces on here as well. And if you need to do the stand, of course, you should be cleaning all your stands and things down as well every night to make sure we're clean and tidy, ready for the next shift. Just before we finish, I thought it'd be a good idea to share a few of my best practices with you. Firstly, when you have your Teflon sheets and you come to replace them, please ensure there's no tears and rips in them. If there are, they really need to be replaced. Secondly, with your griddle, you actually need to really make sure there's a little bit of vegetable oil on there, and use your scraper to actually spread that out. That'll stop the food from sticking. Things like your hand contact points here, also your dials and the ones on the top as well, because you're going to be touching them, make sure you sanitize them probably around about every 30 minutes. And one of the most important things is that with your top temperature and your bottom temperature, when you set your temperature thermostats, make sure those orange neons have gone out so that you actually see the plates up to working temperature and you'll get the best performance. I hope you found this instructional video useful, and thank you for watching. If you'd like any further information on the Lincat catering appliances, please go to our website www.lincat.co.uk.